Rochester Police Department Honor Guard. In performing the Star-Spangled Banner, Officer Michael Chula. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to the Blue Cross Arena. Hello, everyone. Alongside Chris Driscoll, I'm Craig Grabzinski. And this Western New York rivalry heating up for the first of 2 straight weekends. This is the third of 4 encounters between Buffalo and Rochester. They have split the season series thus far. This is the 52nd time these two teams have met in their franchise history. Rochester enters the game 12-4, have already locked up the number 1 spot in the East Division. Buffalo is still fighting for a playoff home game. Right now they lead Toronto by just a half a game after falling to the Rock 13-9 last night at the Air Canada Center. They've lost 6 in a row. Rochester has won 7 of their last 8. And I don't think it matters what these teams' records are. It's going to be a great one tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a rough and tough kind of game. And, you know, it's these two teams might meet in the playoffs over the next couple weeks. So I think both teams are really going to go hard here. There's no holding back. I know Rochester has clinched first in the division, but I don't think Buffalo's going to stand for that. And they're going to push back as hard as Rochester's pushing them.
8-8 for the Buffalo Bandits, and tonight you will hear some cheering when the Bandits score, and you'll hear a loud roar when the Knighthawks score. A very partisan crowd. The Bandits always travel well, and there are many fans clad in the orange and black.
Yeah, I'm looking over the crowd here, and I see lots of orange, lots of orange black. We got orange hair, we got orange T-shirts, we got orange and black jerseys. So it's going to be a real exciting game here, a real nice environment to be able to be a part of.
And the officiating crew tonight, Todd LeBranch is the crew chief, the assistant referee, Josh Hiltz, and the shot clock operator is Ryan Fowler. And the scratches tonight, Craig Point is scratched. He's serving a 1-game suspension, so he will serve it this contest. Stephen Keogh and Mac Allen are the other scratches for the Rochester Knighthawks. For Buffalo, Aaron Wilson and Glenn Bryan are scratched. They did activate Joel Matthews, who will make his professional debut tonight out of St. Catharines. And Kevin Brunell is also in the lineup for Buffalo, as Jamie Rooney has a touch of the flu, and Andrew Watt will serve his 1-game suspension, which is incurred in a game on the 5th of April. So both of these teams, some different personnel. Rochester's lone addition is number 20, Derek Hopcroft. Enters his 4th year in the NLL, 18 games as a prolific goal scorer in the Senior A circuit, and also when he played in CLAX, and looking for him to do some damage tonight. He's going to get some power play time, according to assistant coach Paul Day. And a good righty shooter is Derek Hopcroft, and he is extremely excited about getting in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. He was real excited. You know what? He's since he come to Rochester he's worked real hard at practices, and he's a guy that he's ready and willing and able to play in this league.
And now we have a special ceremony as Bo and Hunter, the sons of owner Kurt Stiers, and also Paul Gate, presenting Easter baskets and also a Tucker Strong commemorative stick to Sean Williams in honor of his son who's battling Burkitt's lymphoma. So Willie has a special place in everybody's heart here, as he was a longtime member of the Rochester Knighthawks, and they may battle on the turf, but when it all comes down to it, you know, everyone's just their teammates, their brothers, their lacrosse players, and a very special ceremony pregame.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that's real professional of Kurt Stiers and the rest of the Rochester Nighthawk organization to be able to honor Sean Williams and really show support for his son Tucker.
And here we go. We're set to get underway as the opening face-off is won by Thornburg. And Dane Smith will have it on the left wing side, and Buffalo will go to work offensively as Banesh. See how the hot hand gives it over to Stainhouse. His first shot is denied by Matt Vince, and Stainhouse with a goal and 3 assists in the game in Toronto yesterday evening. And I'm sure that there are a lot of Rock players with a watchful eye on this game on the Lacrosse Network. Rochester will spread the floor as Dawson has it on the left wing. Gives it across now to Jamison, one-on-one with David Brock. Over now on the near side, it was intended for Hopcroft, and Cosmo is going to pop it up into the air, and he is going to steer it on ahead. Opening minutes here, Buffalo against Rochester. Right, one of the best rivals in the National Lacrosse League, one of the best rivalries is Williams. We'll give it to John Tavares. Over 1,700 points in his career to lead the NLL. Goals, assists, points. And John Tavares keeps making it happen in a Buffalo Bandits uniform.
Absolutely. I'm quite surprised to actually see him in the lineup tonight. I know he's one of those guys that obviously he's getting up there in age, but he can still play this game, and being able to play back-to-backs at the age he is shows to what kind of an athlete he is.
And Cosmo made a stick save on Campbell, and now the Bandits will go back offensively as Williams takes the feed. Gives it on the near boards to Tavares. He had 2 goals and 2 assists against the Rock just a little over 24 hours ago. Stainhouse from the left wing, guarded there by Dylan Evans. He flips it over to Dane Smith, spins away from a check by Scott Self, and a penalty coming up to the Knighthawks. As a hooking penalty coming up to Self. 13-14 to go here in the first, and the Buffalo Bandits will go on the man advantage.
And here's a big opportunity for Rochester's PK to get somewhat into the game here. Try and get a quick stop on the Buffalo Bandits power play.
So Buffalo on the man advantage as Williams to Tavares, up top to Benesh, over to Rezaterets to Stainhouse. Joey Rezaterets, native of Hamburg, New York, has been playing great as of late, and that one is tapped away, and Paul Dawson knocked it away, but Stainhouse was there to pick it up. Now to Benesh, the shot, and Vince got a piece of it. It goes over the near glass, and Buffalo will have a fresh 30. Williams now to Tavares as they will work it around to Stainhouse. Back to Benesh. Now to Tavares, back to Benesh, to Stainhouse, looking, flips it in front, and the inside attempt is denied by Vince as Rezaterets let it go. But Matt Vince was able to squeeze the pads together to make the save and hold on to the rebound. Cody Jamieson, 96 points to lead the Knighthawks. He's only 5 behind Garrett Billings, who leads the NLL. He'd be the first Nighthawk to hit 100 points since John Grant Jr. did in 2007, and he's 4 shy of that. Off the end boards, that was a design play to Walters, who was being locked up behind the Bandits' goal, and they force a shot clock violation. And Culp will flip it on ahead to Benesh. Benesh over to Stainhouse, has a lot of room, winds and fires, misses. Tavares' pass off the end boards, corralled by Williams. Worked up top to Benesh, the shot. Now fed over, he scores. Joe Rezaterets off the broken play, and he beats Matt Vince. It's 1-0.
You know what? That was a broken play there for the Buffalo Bandits power play. Very good ball movement. Everybody touched the ball. There was a quick shot off the backboard. Sean Williams grabbed the ball in behind the net there. Got it over to John Tavares, and Tavares put it over to Rezaterets for a nice one-timer into the net there. So that's a real nice goal, and it's unfortunate for the PK here, the Rochester Knighthawks, but I'm sure they'll get that one back.
1-0 in favor of the Bandits, trying to break a 6-game losing streak, and they would like none other to do that against their rivals down I-90 in the Rochester Knighthawks. Time of the goal, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Stainhouse in front, and that one is denied by Vince as Rezaterets was going for a second goal in a row for Buffalo. 1-0. And Rochester looking to answer. McCready from the left wing. Over to Dawson. Dawson closing in on the single season assist record. And that pass is grabbed down the floor as Jamieson bounced it through the middle. As Jones gets it over left wing, fed in front to Tavares, whose touch pass goes off the stick of Dane Smith. And back away comes Paul Dawson. So for Joe Rezaterets, that's his 5th goal in his last 3 games. As Vitarelli takes the pass up top, trying to get away from Culp, gives it to Hopcroft. Now to Walters. Joe Walters against Culp. Feeds it to Dawson in tight. The shot and the save made by Cosmo as he kicked it away with a left pad.
That was a real nice save there by Anthony Cosmo, and I think that's the key here for Rochester's offense, to get right at Cosmo and try and obviously try and get a couple goals here early so he doesn't get hot and doesn't get comfortable.
Williams to Stainhouse. Down low to Rezaterets, who's guarded there by Ian Lord. Now to Stainhouse, bounce shot, and Vince will hang on to it. And he'll feed it on ahead. 9:46 to go, 1-0 in favor of the Bandits. And the very versatile Scott Campbell will flip it to Jamison. Over now to Brad Self. He'll pass it on the half wall to Dawson. Gets it down low to McCready, who will bring it to the middle of the field. Now feeds it over to Dawson on the left wing side. Dawson charging in on goal, fights off one check, fires it over to Paulus, who shoots on the save made by Cosmo. Rebound is grabbed by Dawson. Rochester will reset. Fed in front, Paulus behind the back, he just misses wide. Big hit, the turnover created as Dan Dawson knocked down Thornburg, and Rochester now with another opportunity. Dawson shoves away his defender. Now to Hopcroft, to Jamison. Left wing Dawson. Now up top to McCready. The low shot and a stick save made by Cosmo. Set the single season saves record last night, passing Matt Vince's mark of 662, which he set a season ago. And Williams will give it to Benesh. Back over on the left wing side. The low shot, and that is steered behind the net. And it's scooped up by Matt Vince, as that's the first we've seen of Joel Matthews, the native of St. Catharines, also played at Detroit Mercy. That's where he played his college lacrosse. Wearing number 4 in black tonight, making his pro debut. Jamison over to Walters. Walters pops to the middle, now to Hopcroft. A shot right underneath the mask of Cosmo.
Yeah, that was a real good shot there by Hopcroft to get that off and test Cosmo early in the game here.
Jones now will flip it over. That one is broken up, and Scott Self will come away with it. And the former Bandit leads the charge the other way. Gives it right wing side in front to Dawson. And the pass by Brad Self was knocked into the near corner, where it's picked up by Priolo. Steve Priolo, leading all defensemen in goals, will give it to Rezaterets, the game's only goal scorer thus far. 7:36 to go as Williams passes to Tavares on that's Benesh the shot, and that's knocked away by Vince. And Matt Vince will pass it on ahead. And Campbell gives it over to Walters, who's having a career year in goals, assists, and points. 6th-year pro. Dawson now spinning away from Culp. Gives it up top to Walters. Looks, shoots, and just misses wide of the net. Bounces off the near glass. Vitarelli going after it. Fighting for it. Scoops it up one-handed. And they're going to say shot clock violation with 6:58 to go here in the first. And Buffalo in the lead, 1-0. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again. It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
6:50 to go as Stainhouse has it on the left wing side. Watch there by Sid Smith. Over to Tavares. Flip pass down low, fired up top to Stainhouse. Now to Williams. Over to Rezaterets, back to Williams, who gives it to Rezaterets and fires it over the top of the net. Now Tavares flips it in front of the net, and that's grabbed out of the air by Dylan Evans. And Evans will give it now to Jamison. Evans having a career season in face-off wins and also loose balls. Jamison setting up on the far boards, fires it over to McCready. McCready gives it over. Vitarelli shot off the end boards, pops in front where it's grabbed by Rory Smith, and he'll feed it on ahead now as Jones will pass it to Matthews, and Jones will stay on and play offense. Pretty accomplished hockey player at the Division I level is Mitch Jones, backing his way in on goal. He has it stripped away. Now we've got a penalty upcoming to Rochester as it's passed over to Rezaterets on the left wing. Benesh the shot from the outside, and Scott Self will scoop it up. And a holding penalty upcoming to the Knighthawks. Buffalo 1 for 1 this evening.
This is what Rochester actually has to do here, is try and stay out of the penalty box. Buffalo's power play is way too good to give them opportunities like this to be able to score goals. And it's something that down the stretch also Rochester's really going to have to watch the penalties that were taken.
Second man advantage of the first quarter for Buffalo is Williams to Tavares. Now to Benesh. Stainhouse back to Benesh, looking, fires the low shot, kicked over, and right into the awaiting stick of Ian Lord. Across midfield to Paul Dawson. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that was Mike Kirk, 26, not 29. Over to McCready as Rochester shorthanded for the next minute and 26, barring a power play goal. Walters gives it to Paulus. He has it stripped away. Brock comes away with it. David Brock across midfield. He will flip it over and head off for a change, and Dane Smith now will give it to Benesh, and he will also change in favor of Stainhouse. 4:36 to go here in the first, as Ryan Benesh has it in the high slot. Right wing Tavares gives it to Stainhouse on the left wing. Now to Benesh down low, and Rezaterets' shot is knocked down, and that was the exact spot that he scored that power play goal at 3:21. 4:20 to go here in the first quarter, and the Knighthawks trail the Bandits 1-0. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season. Score! Loses a check, takes a shot, he scores! Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
So the third power play of the first quarter for the Bandits. They are out shooting Rochester 11-5. Dan Dawson going over for an explanation. I'm trying to confer who has possession of the ball.
No, I think they're talking about Ryan Benesh. I think he was down and injured, but probably saying that he'd have to go off the floor, I would say. But I don't think the trainer came out, and there was no stoppage of play because a player was hurt. So I think that's overruled by the refs.
2:42 to go, and Sullivan in the box for Rochester. Matthews now to Stainhouse, over to Benesh. That one is knocked away. Tavares shoved to the near boards. Now feeds it in front. The shot, stick save as Matthews is denied, but he scoops it back up, tries to wrap it around, and a crease violation. And Matt Vince has already made 11 saves.
Yeah, Matt Vince has obviously come to play tonight. He's seeing the ball real well. He's being square in his net, and he's making some saves that he needs to make.
McCready has it on the near boards. He'll fire it over to Jamison. Bounces off one man. Now try to get away from Wild. Feeds it in front of the net, and that's over the stick of McCready, who was tied up in front by Priolo. Less than 2 to go. And the Bandits, with their power play unit out there, is Stainhouse, has Benesh to his right, and now being joined by Matthews. Matthews takes the feed, and he gives it down low to Joe Rezzaterets. Now to Stainhouse in the slot. Over to Benesh. Tried to weave his way in front. Flipped it in front to Tavares, who's tied up, and Vince will dive on top of it. And they're going to give possession back to Buffalo. As he said, Vince closed his glove on the ball.
Yeah, it looked like he pulled it back into the crease with his hand.
Jones gives it down low, now fed to Benesh. Over to Tavares, back to Benesh. Rezzaterets now on the left wing, feeds it across. Grabbed by Jones, his shot is deflected behind the net by Vince. Now Tavares scoops up the loose ball, and they'll feed it around now back to Jones. His shot off the end boards, but it's picked up by Stainhouse. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Stainhouse to Benesh. Feeds it, it's off the stick of Rezzaterets and goes out of play, and Rochester will take over.
That's a real good job here by the Rochester PK here to try and kill this penalty off late in the quarter.
And Walter's shot is knocked down. Pile up behind the net, and Buffalo will race out of their own zone as Thornburg has it on the far boards. Flip pass taken by Matthews. 22 seconds to go here in a very quick moving first, as Cosmo now to the Buffalo bench. Extra man out there for Buffalo as Thornburg now joins the offense. Benesh now with 8 seconds to work with. Left wing to Stainhouse. 3 seconds left. Fed over to Rezzaterets, and a shot clock violation. And Rochester with 0.3 as Campbell will scoop it up, and the final seconds will tick away. And Buffalo will take a 1-0 lead in the quarter number 2. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again. It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena as the second quarter is underway. The only goal so far, Joe Rezateritz at 3:21 of the first quarter. As Hopcroft takes the flip pass, has it on the left wing side. He last played for Buffalo. That was in 2013. Jamison in front, the shot, and Hopcroft is, or check that, McCready is denied as he broke in backside. Nice save by Cosmo. As Joel McCready broke in behind the D and is denied by Anthony Cosmo. Buffalo now at the other end as it's off the back of Sid Smith. Williams picks it up behind the net. Has it stripped away by Paul Dawson, rolled up the far boards as Tavares now will grab it and feed it over to Rezateritz. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets it off and Vince will make the stick save. Williams playing in his 228th consecutive game, which is an NLL record. The man behind him is also playing tonight. He's got the ball. Dan Dawson, number 6, his 196th straight game. Jamison in on goal. The shot, he's denied by Cosmo. Heavy hit behind the board. Dawson goes in there. Jamison trying to take it away. Tied up by Suddens. He's knocked down by Priolo, and a penalty upcoming to Buffalo. As Jamison still digging for it. And who's going to pick it up? Paulus does, and his shot is just deflected wide. Johnny Paulus got that shot off. And I believe it was Chad Culp that put his stick in the shooting lane and was able to deflect that out of play.
Wow, what a great individual effort there by Cody Jamison to try and pick that ball up. It was a 1-on-3 there, and he wasn't allowing the Buffalo Bandits to pick it up, and they weren't allowing him to pick it up, but he made a real good effort and got the ball to a Nighthawk offense who allowed them to get a shot on net.
Jamison now to Vitarelli, over to Paulus as they work it to Vitarelli. Up now to Jamison. Gives it to McCready, now to Dawson in front. Paulus, the shot, save, rebound. Jamison going after it. He scoops it up. Now to Paulus. And that one is taken away. Brownell now gives it over to his right. And Mitch Wild will settle it down. And remember, Jamison tonight using a special stick, a Tucker Strong stick that he will donate. The shot, and that is denied by Matt Vince. He's going to give it to whoever wins the raffle tonight, and all the net proceeds will go to Sean Williams to benefit his son Tucker.
Yeah, it's a real nice looking stick too, and Cody Jamison's actually using that. He's been using it since practice on Wednesday, and that's something special that he's doing for the Williams family.
Jamison now with it, over to Dawson, back to Jamison. Over to Dawson, his shot is stopped by Cosmo. As Rochester creeping up in shots, only being outshot 14-10, still 46 seconds remaining on the man advantage. As Dane Smith has it on the near side, second-year pro. Trying to spin away from Sullivan. Gets it across now to Jones. He underhands that one wide of the net. And an over and back violation as Tavares couldn't keep it in. And Mike Kirk will give it to Jamison, and Rochester now with 20 seconds to work with as Dawson has it on the left wing. Now to Jamison, looking, shot, and that hit a man in front of the net.
I think that went right off Sutton's head.
And Dawson will go back to retrieve it, and in 4 seconds, Buffalo will be back at even strength. Jamison, left wing Dawson. And the penalty has expired, but Jamison gets the shot off, and again, that one is deflected, and Cosmo fires it up to a breaking Priolo. Win on goal, the shot knocked away by Matt Vince.
And what a real nice save there by Matt Vince on Priolo, who had a clear-cut breakaway. That was an unbelievable pass by Anthony Cosmo, too, to lead Priamo. And obviously, Matt Vince was up for the task.
Walters on the near boards. Looking in front, trying to get away from his defender, Culp. Now to Williams. Fed in front, the shot, and Cosmo. The big save on Hopcroft, who's slow to get up. And Derek Hopcroft making his way to the Rochester bench.
It looked like he took a cross check off the hip there as he was cutting across the middle of the floor, and that was something that obviously Derek Hopcroft is, he's finally got a chance to get in the lineup, and he's going to be playing real well to try and keep himself in the lineup.
So Williams on the restart as the whistle was blown for the injury to Hopcroft. And Stainhouse will give it over to his right to Benesh, who will fire it to Rezaterets. Now to Benesh. Over now to Matthews. Matthews has it knocked away, but he grabs it out of the air and passes to Stainhouse. And that one is grabbed as it was fed through the middle, and Scott Self intercepts it. Scott Self now to Joel McCready. McCready against Jones. He'll pass it to Walters, who will give it now to Jamison. Jamison in the slot, gets away from Williams, he shoots, and Cosmo just gets enough of it to deflect it into the near corner. But Rochester grabs the rebound. Vitarelli looking. He feeds it to Walters down low. Penalty upcoming to Buffalo as Walters trying to elude the checks of Dane Smith. And now the feed over to Jamison. Left wing side, the shot by McCready, rebound, and Dawson is denied in tight by Cosmo. Now to Jamison, over to Paulus, up to Walters. Now to Paulus, gives it over left wing, he scores! Joel McCready, as everyone got a touch, and McCready fires it by Cosmo. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, absolutely there. I think everybody, all 6 guys touched the ball there, and it was a great shot there by Joel McCready to beat Anthony Cosmo in the under the glove there. But, there was about 5 or 6 shots prior to that, and Buffalo wasn't able to grab the ball before the penalty was called. So that was a real nice shot there by Joel McCready.
So for Joel McCready, his 14th of the year, now 28 points as Lord took that one away. Priolo battling for it on the near boards, just to the left of the Buffalo bench. 8 players involved in the scrum. And out of the pile comes Thornbird. His shot is denied. And an underhand rocket by Thornbird, and Vince makes the save. So McCready from Paulus and Walters is how it'll go down as it's fed up top. The shot, he scored! Welcome to the lineup, Derek Hopcroft.
That was a real nice shot there by Derek Hopcroft. That was a bit of a transition there. It wasn't really a set play. And Hopcroft caught the ball and made a real nice bounce shot just under the glove of Anthony Cosmo, kind of the same spot that Joel McCready just put the ball. So it was a real nice goal, and real good for him for scoring his first goal as a Nighthawk.
And he bangs it home against his former team. And whatever pregame jitters he was feeling, they are all gone as the Nighthawks lead 2-1. But Tavares comes back, but his shot is knocked away as Vince made the save, but the rebound is corralled by Tavares. Working in on goal, his shot is stuffed by Vince. 8:35 to go. The Rochester Nighthawks with 2 goals in 36 seconds, have taken their first lead of the night, and they lead 2-1. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Why do I...
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Wins would tie the most in a single season, which Rochester has achieved twice in their previous 19 seasons. Jamison now to Dawson on the left wing. Dawson in the slot, fights off his defender, passes to Jamison. His pass is broken up in front, and it's picked off, and back away comes Big Dane Smith charging up the turf on the right wing. Feeds it over to Stenhouse, who can't hang on to it. He takes a hit, and Dylan Evans is there to help out Brad Self. He scoops it up and gives it to Mike Kirk. And now Joe Walters will take the feed to Jamison in front off the stick of Paulus. And Chad Culp will intercept it and charge down the turf in the Knighthawks territory. Last time these two teams met, Culp played in his 150th professional game, longtime member of the Minnesota Swarm. And Rochester will take over to the right of Matt Vince as Campbell will pass it ahead to Derek Hopcroft, who's making his Knighthawks debut. And he scored his first goal at 6:03. Here the second to give the Knighthawks a 2-1 lead. Jamison fires it left wing to Dawson. Dawson trying to shove away the defensive Jones. Now to Jamison. He is able to bat it over to Paulus. He shoots and scores! Johnny Paulus with a bounce shot, and it's 3-1.
Very, very similar goal to the last 2 goals, but it was on the other side of the net. And that was a real nice individual effort there by Johnny Paulus to strip the ball of the Buffalo Bandit and pick it up and be able to get a nice bounce shot into the top corner there behind Anthony Cosmo.
And Johnny Paulus, the kid they call Pup, with Rochester's 3rd goal in a row here in the second. Now McCready will scoop it up after the face-off battle, and Evans was the one that tapped it over to McCready. Walters on the near side gives it to Vitarelli, who will give it right back. The former 4-time All-American feeds it in front, and Paulus does the rest. Johnny Paulus with his 2nd in a row.
That was a real nice pass there by Joe Walters. A real nice 2-man game between Walters and Paulus got his stick open, and Joel Walters put it right in his stick. I think he even had Bromwell on his back, caught the ball, put it in behind Anthony Cosmo for a real nice goal for the Knighthawks.
And you know what? I said Vitarelli's name inadvertently, but what a nice pick in front of the net by Vitarelli.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great offensive effort there by every offensive player there for the Rochester Knighthawks.
And what a great effort to get it across. And Jamison now shoots, saved by Cosmo. And I think that was Campbell who took on 2 defenders, sold out, and was able to roll it across midfield. And a lot of people questioned if these teams would come out with most of the seedings all tied up. Rochester's got the first seed, home field throughout the East. And I guess they have proven that they have come to play tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if it's something that maybe the Buffalo Bandits are feeling a little bit of fatigue from last night, but Rochester's offense, it took them a little bit to get going here, but as they've got going, it's real nice to watch.
Well, they said you're usually pretty loose to start a game on a back-to-back, but then as the game progresses, the muscles start tightening.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case, other than, actually both goalies here are playing unbelievable with 22-18 for the Buffalo Bandits in shots. Both goalies are making some real big saves, and offensively, both teams are getting real good chances to put the ball in the net, but it looks like the Knighthawks have a little bit more of a opportunity to put the ball in the net.
And that one off the stick of Jones, but Benesh is there to scoop it up, feeds it to Matthews. Behind the back shot goes wide, and it's grabbed by Sid Smith. Smith will work it up the floor, and he'll pass it to Dan Dawson. The Rochester Knighthawks lead 4-0. All 4 goals coming here in the second. Joe Walters to Jamison. Now to Dawson, left wing. Dan Dawson, swim move, feeds it across the shot, and that's knocked away. The rebound is grabbed, and that attempt is bounced through the crease by McCready. Walters very nearly made it 5-1, but Cosmo with a great stick save. Now Dane Smith the other way, and he's denied by Vince. And back and forth they come as Scott Self will bounce it to Derek Hopcroft.
It was like a shooting gallery, the last offensive set for the Rochester Knighthawks. I think there was 3 or 4 shots. Anthony Cosmo that had the two packs stack, and he was down on his back trying to make some saves, and he looked real good doing it.
4:13 to go. Rochester on a 4-0 run. 2 by Paulus, 1 by McCready, and Hopcroft's first as a Rochester Knighthawk. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Channel, call your local cable or satellite provider and tell them you want Universal Sports Network. Jamison in the slot, has it left wing side, now to Vitarelli, and he fires it over the top of the net. Jamison trying to keep it in, and does. Feeds it over, Hopcroft's shot goes wide of the net. Grabbed by Jamison, 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Jamison spins, and his shot goes wide of the net, and Buffalo will take over on the shot clock violation. 4-1 Rochester, 3:36 to go here in the second. Thank you everyone who is joining us on the Lacrosse Network. Up top to Stainhouse. Has it on the left wing side. Gives it across now to Tavares. The two cornerstones of the Bandits franchise. And a crease violation. Check that. It's a push call on Rochester as Culp was pushed into the crease. And the Bandits now with a fresh 30 as Resetarits takes it on the near boards. His older brother Frank also played for the Buffalo Bandits, and an illegal pick call as Rochester now will come away with it.
That was about 2 illegal picks that just happened there, and they finally caught the one illegal pick. So that was real good call there by the official.
Dan Dawson from the left wing. He's got 1 assist tonight. Gives it over to McCready. Now to Walters up top. Has it on the right wing side. Trying to attack the defense. Has a lane. The low shot. Cosmo dives behind him to cover it up. Thornbert feeds it across midfield to Jones. He'll pass it up top to Sean Williams. Back to Jones on the right wing. Now to Resetarits. Shoots. Save. Rebound. Matthews couldn't pick it up, but the trailer Jones got the shot off and it went wide. Now Resetarits to Williams. Over to Benesh. Work down low to Jones. In front to Williams. His pass in tight to Resetarits is knocked right back to Williams. Now Benesh with it. Being guarded there by Campbell. Over on the left wing to Matthews. His pass is picked off and back away comes Scott Self. And he's going to slow it down with 1:50 to go. As Derek Hopcroft will take the feed on the left wing. 4-1 Rochester. As Vitarelli takes the feed and he'll give it to Jamison. Back up top to Vitarelli, in front to Dawson. Tapped away by Jones, who will grab it. And pass it on ahead to Suddens. Charges into the Rochester zone on the right wing. Passes to Stainhouse. Stainhouse going to work on that left wing side. Approaching the net. Still with it. Trying to get some separation with his defender. Still battling in front of the net against Brad Self. Penalty coming up to Rochester as Stainhouse hits the deck.
Yeah, looks like we've got a holding penalty here on Self, and you know what? That was textbook defense there by Self to keep Steinhaus away from the net. And it looks like he just got his arm around him a little bit there and pull him down in front of the net. But prior to that, textbook defense by Self.
1:06 to go, and the Bandits will go on their 4th man advantage. They are 1 for their previous 3. Stainhouse up top to Benesh. Now Stainhouse to Williams. Looking for a shooting lane as it's fed over to Benesh. Battling, gets away from Mike Kirk. Now up top to Williams. Wanted to shoot, now takes it, and he misses wide, and that'll bounce across midfield. And that's an over and back violation, and Sid Smith hustling all the way down into the Bandit zone. He'll pick it up and fire it over to Jamison. Sid Smith can score the odd goal here and there. I know in the summer for the Six Nations Chiefs, he's able to pop in a couple goals during the summer.
Yeah, he's a real smart player, even offensively. I know he's more known for his defensive play, but offensively, you know, he can put the ball in the net, and he's not afraid to go down in the offensive end.
Dawson, one-handed shot, and Cosmo will make the save and cover up the rebound with 8.6 to go. And head coach Troy Cordingley will call a timeout. 25-20 are the shots, and look at this athletic play by Dawson. Behind the back, one-handed shot on Anthony Cosmo.
You know what? I seen that in his shoot around today. I was passing the ball a couple times, and he did that exact same shot. He actually gave me a little trouble because I didn't put the ball right in his stick, so I had to make sure I had to go to tape on the pass. But I seen him do it 2 or 3 times right in a row, and that exact same shot.
Well, one of the things that I've seen the last couple of home games is Dawson will go out there in a suit and do stick fakes and shots, and he says he likes to visualize before a game, because then when he gets into those situations, it just becomes second nature to him.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets here a little bit earlier than everybody else, and he has an opportunity to just to walk around the floor and like you said, almost talk to himself, and it's something that obviously shows what kind of an athlete it is. It's not just physical, but it's visual also.
Tavares, the shot over the top of the net as he was pressured by the double team of Scott Self and Sid Smith. And that's how we'll head into halftime, as Buffalo had a 1-0 lead after one. And then it was the Knighthawks' turn to shut out the Bandits, and they put up 4. 4-1 is our score as we head into halftime. When we come back, we'll have the halftime report here from downtown Rochester, New York on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Welcome to NLL Halftime. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Dave Walls. We'll get you back to your game in just a few minutes. Right now, let's get you caught up on the scores and standings as we go into Week 17 of the 2014 NLL season. As we get into the final weeks of the season, the playoff picture is almost secure. Let's take a look first at the NLL Eastern Division. Rochester's 12-4 record guarantees the Jayhawks of home field advantage through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. They wind up the season with games tonight and in Week 18 against the Buffalo Bandits. After winning 8 out of their first 10 games, the Buffalo Bandits have now lost 6 straight games, losing to the Rock last night 13-9. Now, despite all of this, the Bandits can clinch a home playoff game with the win over the Knighthawks tonight. Toronto undefeated in April, outscoring their last 3 opponents 40-27. Their 8-9 record has them comfortably in the 3 slot in the East, and should Buffalo lose tonight, they could battle for a home playoff game next week in Week 18. Philadelphia and Minnesota have both been eliminated from playoff contention, both teams playing for pride and to avoid the dubious distinction of being in last place. Philly plays tonight in Vancouver on the Universal Sports Network, while Minnesota visits Colorado. The lone remaining battle for a playoff spot is in the NLL's Western Division. Edmonton has the overall number 1 seed in the playoffs locked up with their 15-1 record. However, expect Edmonton to come out swinging tonight to prove that one loss was just a fluke. They look for the season sweep of the Battle of Alberta tonight against Calgary. And speaking of Calgary, the Roughnecks have the number 2 seed secure with their 10-6 record. Discipline in an emotional game like tonight's matchup at Rexall Place against the Rush will be key for the Roughnecks as they look forward to the playoffs. However, the number 3 seed in the Western Division is still wide open. Colorado can clinch it tonight with a win over the Swarm, and they can also clinch it if Vancouver drops tonight's matchup to the Philadelphia Wings. Now, if Colorado loses in the Vancouver Stealth win, it sets up a very exciting Week 18 as both teams will have 1 game left to prove that they deserve to be in the 2014 NLL playoffs. That does it for this week of NLL Halftime. Thanks for watching. This is the National Lacrosse League.
The shot, he scores! What a pretty pass to Craig Point.
Illegal screen, holding to goal. Tough shot, scores! Camp, second of the game, a new career high, standing alone. Working as a coach of the year on the visiting bench. Career around his man, goes 5-0 and scores.
Room, fires it in front, the shot, and he scored! Johnny Paulus, after at least 4 or 5 stick fakes.
Now nice pass to Veltman. Veltman passes on the opportunity. Back to Doby, shoots and scores! Dane Doby. He's got 2 men on his back, past 2 white jerseys in front, and Grant comes up and scores! How did that happen? I thought that McLeod had the ball.
That's his dish. That was almost a version of the hidden ball trick.
And then he gets the return pass. Nice move. Nice move. Another nice move. It scores! Oh my goodness! What a goal by Curtis Knight.
Calming presence there to make a push to the postseason. Hellier spin.
Hellier kept going along the crease and scores! Toronto retakes the lead.
Doyle spinning, waiting, and not having a stick as Manley.
Over the top, out away, and scores! My goodness! The pace
find Josh Sanderson, and we're all tied up in two. Absolute leader in every sense of the word. Rebound for Howley. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Kevin Crowley. That's what he can do out of nowhere. Pops from behind the back beauty, and we're all tied up at 8.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net, scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Chris Driscoll, I'm Craig Rubzinski. And Thornburg now against Evans to start quarter number 3. Rochester in the lead 4-1. As Wild is digging for it. And Evans plays it back to Mike Kirk, who will feed it now to Jamison. Career assist number 200 already achieved for Cody Jamison. 2 more points and it'll be his first 100-point season of his 4-year NLL career. McCready to Jamison, setting up on the right wing. Now he'll give it on the half wall to Dawson. Rochester still shorthanded for the next 14 seconds. And Priolo will pick it up to the left of Cosmo after the shot clock violation. Buffalo now with 5 seconds to work with. Benesh over to Tavares. The shot, that's deflected wide by Sid Smith. Ball bounces off the far boards, picked up by Ryan Benesh. Gives it to Williams, a cross crease pass, he scored, and they're going to wave it off. Dane Smith came leaping in from the left wing side and was just able to dribble it by Matt Vince, but a crease call, and Troy Cordingley throws the challenge flag.
I'm not sure what transpired there, but obviously it looked like Dane Smith was in the crease there. But we're going to see what the replay says here, and the referees will make the call on this.
13:48 to go. Nice that they play this song. Dingus Day is Monday, Drisky. It's a Polish holiday. Those who are listening in Buffalo know what I'm talking about. It's the Dingus Day capital of the world.
In Buffalo,
New York.
Really?
That's right. I went to the Broadway Market on Wednesday.
Wow.
It's like the mecca of Polish cuisine. Broadway Market.
Sounds exciting.
It is. It is. I was actually pretty excited.
I think I'd like to adventure into Buffalo.
It is very nice.
This past Monday it was, or Monday
this
coming?
Wednesday I went, but yes, Monday is Dingus Day.
Monday is Dingus Day.
There you go. That shot by Dane Smith. It was ruled a no goal for a crease violation, but they are taking a look on the video replay. What a great athletic play by Dane Smith to grab and shoot.
From the angle here, it doesn't look like it's going to be called a goal, but I guess we'll wait and see what the referee has to say.
And Todd LeBranch, who did the game last night in Toronto, is the crew chief tonight. No goal. So the call on the field stands, and Rochester maintains their 3-goal lead. And Rochester will have the ball, and you can see the frustration on Troy Cordingley on his face. Not happy, and when Troy Cordingley's not happy, he's definitely going to let you know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got lots of passion when he coaches, and he gets real excited when something doesn't go his team's way. But you know what? That's the sign of a coach that sticks up for his players, and he's always there as a coach for his players.
Walters, right wing now to Jamison, over to McCready, shoots, and Cosmo with the save, and it goes out of play. Dawson setting up to the right of Cosmo, and who's going to be heading off? Is it Hopcroft? I think Derek Hopcroft is going to head to the penalty box.
Is he jostling down there with Smith? It looks like Hopcroft's going to get the roughing penalty.
So behind the play, Derek Hopcroft picks up a roughing penalty, so Buffalo will go on the man advantage.
Here's an opportunity here for the Buffalo Bandits to maybe get back in the game a little bit, to get to 2 and put a ball in the net. But we'll see what Matt Vince and the penalty kill for Rochester Knighthawks has to say about that.
1 for 4 tonight for Buffalo as Stainhouse rips that one wide of the net. Tracked down by Tavares over to Stainhouse. Gets away from Sid Smith. Now we'll give it to Benesh. To Tavares, and that one banks off the near glass, and it's picked up by Matt Vince. And Rochester now will clear their own zone. Through midfield comes Dan Dawson, native of Oakville, Ontario. Passes over to Jamison. The top 2 point getters this year on the Knighthawks. Fed in front, the shot, and Cosmo made the save. He looked behind him as Paulus thought he had him beat. But Cosmo was able to keep that one out of the net.
Yeah, that was a real nice save there by Anthony Cosmo, because Johnny Paulus had a point-blank shot there, and he made a great save. I don't know how he made that save, but he just got his body in front of it to keep the ball out of the net.
12:14 to go, 49 seconds remaining in the Buffalo power play. Williams, now to Benesh. Reziteritz fed it over to Benesh, who gives it to Tavares, swings it to Stainhouse. Up top, Benesh, flip pass, Tavares in front to Williams. He shoots and scores. The sneaky shot by Sean Williams beats Matt Vince over his left shoulder. It's 4-2.
Wow, there was lots of ball movement there for the Buffalo Bandits power play. I think every guy touched the ball. Real nice play. Nice little flip pass by Johnny Paulus, Johnny Tavares. And Sean Williams made a real nice snap, real nifty backhander over the shoulder of Matt Vince for a real nice goal by Sean Williams.
Second power play goal of the evening for Buffalo, and Sean Williams cuts the Buffalo deficit to 2. Thornbert over to Stainhouse. Matched up against his former longtime teammate and Ian Lord. And now Smith will give it to Stainhouse. Stainhouse setting up to the right of Vince. Flipped up top to Reziteritz. Over on the right wing, and Benesh. His shot is stopped by Vince. Picks up his own rebound and fires it back to Williams. Williams on the near boards to Benesh. Benesh gives it across. The shot, he scores. Joe Reziteritz broke in left wing side and beat Vince with a low shot. It's 4-3.
Yeah, this is the Buffalo Bandits offense. You know, they can really go off for some goals, and it's up to the Rochester defense to slow them down here. Ryan Benesh, one of those guys who can really find guys, and you give him an opportunity to pass the ball, and that was a real nice pass, cross forward pass to Joe Reziteritz. It's kind of very similar to his first goal that he scored. It was a quick stick, but into an open net, but he had to shoot it around Matt Vince for a real nice goal.
11-12 to go, and Buffalo with the ball again. And Reziteritz finding a nice spot in the offense for his hometown team after being acquired from Calgary. And a push call on Paul Dawson. And Stainhouse now will set up on the left wing. Stainhouse against Paul Dawson as Benesh takes the feed, and he'll give it over to Tavares. Work over now to Culp. Culp gets away from Kirk, in on goal. The shot, that's knocked away by Paul Dawson. And it's grabbed and flipped over by Scott Self, who gives it to his younger brother, Brad Self. And he elects to give it up top now to Dan Dawson. Walters also out on the offense as he took the pass on the right wing. Walters still with it. Shakes off a check by Brock. He'll feed it to Scott Self, who will pass it to Dawson left wing. 3 seconds to work with on the shot clock, and the low shot, he scores! Brad Self, it's 5-3.
That was a real nice goal there by Brad Self. Obviously, it's real timely goal too there to get up by with Buffalo coming back, scoring the last 2, and Self to score the 5th goal. Real nice pass there by Dan Dawson over to Self, who put it underneath Anthony Cosmo's left hand for a real nice goal by Self.
So Brad Self gives Rochester back a 2-goal advantage, and for Self, his 6th goal of the year. A shot by Stainhouse is deflected into the far corner by Scott Campbell. Stainhouse still with it, bullying his way in on goal, but runs into Sullivan. Now will attack again. His shot, save, rebound, it's underneath Vince. And Sid Smith went diving in there to make sure it didn't go in, and then Stainhouse was shoved away from Vince. And we may get coincidental penalties, as it looks like Stainhouse and Campbell are both going to head off. 9:39 to go. The Knighthawks in the lead 5-3. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Up in the Buffalo zone. Fed in front of the net. McCready was tied up, and back away comes Buffalo as Dane Smith leads the charge on the left wing. Breaks to the slot, and he'll peel away from the Knighthawks defense and give it to Sean Williams. Williams now to Mitch Jones. Over on the left wing side to Dane Smith. Backs his way in. Now we'll bring it back to Williams, who will pass to Benesh. And Jones now has it on the near boards. Fighting off a couple of stick checks from Sullivan. And a shot clock violation. And now Dawson breaking in on goal. The shot, and Cosmo makes the save as he got the right arm up, and Dawson juggled that momentarily, had to rush his shot, but still got a quality opportunity.
Yeah, that was a great breakaway speed there by Dan Dawson. Be able to try and corral that ball and get a shot on net. And that was great signs of athleticism.
8:26 to go here in the third as Williams to Rezaterets. Fed in front. The big pressure coming. Benesh fights off the double team, the wraparound, and that is stopped by Vince, and Sid Smith will play it over to his right to Scott Self. And Rochester now through the neutral zone as Walters will take the pass. Walters down the far boards. Gives it to McCready, who passes to Dawson. Now back over to Walters. Gives it behind the net. Now back up top to Dawson in front. McCready shot. Save, rebound. Hopcroft grabs the loose ball. Now passes to Paulus, who will give it to Dawson. And on that last Rochester goal, Dan Dawson with his second assist, 67 this year, ties the all-time record set by Sean Williams, set in 2009. Dawson from the left wing, surveying the Buffalo defense, gives it over to Walters. Gets by his defender. In the slot, the shot, he missed wide. Took a big hit by Culp, and Priolo will scoop it up, and they'll take it into Rochester territory.
It was a great effort there by Joe Walters. He's got that one, that for his first step is so quick, and Culp wasn't able to recover there, and Joe Walters got a real nice shot on net, and it almost went in.
Rezaterets missed on the pass, but hustled to grab it, and Buffalo keeps possession as Priolo has it on the left wing. Charging in on goal, the shot, he missed wide. Grabbed by Matthews, who gets the sharp angle shot in on goal, and Vince will make the save. Jamison across midfield as Rochester will try to go to work on offense with 6.5 left here in the third, and a very low-scoring affair. Dawson to Jamison. Jamison in the slot, looking, passes over to Dylan Evans, now to Vitarelli, back to Evans. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Fed in front to Dawson, spins, fires, and just misses wide.
Well, that was another one of those one-handed catches by Dan Dawson, who spun and bounced that ball and almost went right in the top corner in behind Anthony Cosmo. And the Dan Dawson been so impressive tonight. He's I know he doesn't have a lot of goals or points tonight, but he's playing offensively. He's playing real well.
And Williams denied by Vince, and then Tavares shoveled it in on goal but missed wide, and now Rochester will charge up the floor. Paulus to Vitarelli, and he'll feed it now to McCready on the left wing. Joel McCready to Johnny Paulus. Now Walters in front, the shot, he scores! Johnny Paulus with a hat trick off a sweet feed from Joe Walters.
And again, those two guys, game in and game out, they seem to find each other, and Joe Walters got a real nice pass there to Johnny Paulus, who I don't know how he caught that ball, but he was kind of in the air and shot it in behind Anthony Cosmo. And you know what? Johnny Paulus has caught fire here over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's been playing unbelievable offensively and scoring some real nice goals. And that's a lot of that has to do with Joe Walters and the way those two play together.
6-3, so Rochester responds with a 2-goal run as Dawson will give it over to Jamison. Joel McCready also picking up an assist. Jamison from the outside skips over the stick of Vitarelli. 9:26 the time of the goal. Jones to Benesh. Back up top to Jones, and it's picked off by Brad Self. Brad Self across midfield. Has it on the right wing side. That might be one of the best trades that Rochester ever made. Not only did they acquire Matt Vince, but they also got the rights to Brad Self. And the 7th-year pro has been spectacular in a Nighthawk uniform. In tight the shot, and that is denied as Brad Self is stopped by Cosmo, but he kicks it back into the stick of Jamison. Or check that the pass was to Jamison. And so he'll give it now on the half wall to Dan Dawson. 4:13 to go as Paulus will pass to Jamison in front. Vitarelli shoots, and where is it? It's swatted away as Cosmo almost knocked that into his own goal. And the shot by Dane Smith misses wide, and who's there to pick it up? Jamison. Jamison now leading the 2-on-1. And he's going to try to charge in on goal, bullying his way in on Thorenberg. He waits for help. He'll give it to Dawson. The outside shot is kicked away by Cosmo. Walters now in pursuit, trailing Thorenberg. And Thorenberg fights off the 2 checks by Walters as Stainhouse will give it in the slot to Tavares. He didn't have much room to shoot as Scott Self got right in on his hands, and that shot bounces wide of the net. And the Rochester Knighthawks, 3:10 to go. 6-3. As McCready gives it to Dawson. In the slot. Bounces it over to Paulus, and that one is grabbed by Cosmo, who lofts it on ahead to Priolo. Priolo on the left wing. Gives it to Stainhouse. Stainhouse, flip pass. Taken by Priolo. He's got Williams up top if he needs him. And he'll give it to the 17-year pro, Sean Williams, who will pass to number 17, Benesh. His shot is kicked away by Vince. The rebound is battled for, and McCready will come away with it. Joel McCready now to Mike Kirk, and he'll give it to Scott Campbell. 2:16 to go, and there's a tie-up in front of the Rochester bench, and that's going to result in a penalty or penalties. And we'll get this sorted out when we come back. 2:17 to go, the Knighthawks in the lead, 6-3. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMet.com.
On the man advantage, 2 for 5 tonight, as Benesh will pass it to Williams. We'll give it to Benesh. Back to Tavares, over to Stainhouse. Now to Tavares in the slot. Back to Stainhouse, the shot kicked away and right into the stick of Paul Dawson. And he will play it on ahead to Ian Lord, who will flip it to Dan Dawson, who will pass it now to Derek Hopcroft, who fires it over on the far boards to Johnny Paulus. Now Jamison will give it over on the near boards to Hopcroft. He's got 1 goal tonight, minute and a half to go here in the third. Hopcroft spinning away from one, gets the shot off. Cosmo makes the save, and Priello comes back in to scoop it up. 1:04 remaining in the Buffalo power play. They trail by 3. And Benesh now working it down low to Williams. Fed up top to Tavares, has Stainhouse to his left. Gives it over to Stainhouse, shoots. Another kick save by Vince. And battle for the loose ball. Tavares down low to Williams. Back to Tavares in the slot. The shot, and that is knocked down by Ian Lord. Fighting for the loose ball, now going after Tavares, who scooped it up. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Tavares to Williams. Cross crease pass, and that's deflected through the crease off the stick of Scott Self. And Buffalo gets the reset as that shot is deflected out of play by the left foot of Sid Smith. So the Rochester defense with some great shot blocking on those last 2 opportunities.
Looks like we got a bit of a broken stick down on the floor here. That was gave Ian Lord an opportunity to get off the floor there. Well, it was real nice for the referees to kind of slow that down a little bit.
Stainhouse in front, and that shot is denied, and it very nearly crosses the goal line, but Sid Smith keeps it out.
Yeah, that was really close, and almost looked like Sid Smith put his hand on it, but I think it stayed away as much as it had to. So that's something that was lucky for the Rochester Knighthawks.
McCready from the left wing. 2 seconds left. A shot by Dawson. Save, rebound. Paulus going after it, but Cosmo scoops it up. And at the end of 3 quarters, and a very tense game between these two Western New York lacrosse powers, the Knighthawks will take the 3-goal lead into the 4th quarter. They lead 6-3. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Wins, they will clinch that final playoff spot in the West. And Buffalo now with the ball. 13-year pro Mark Stainhouse will roll it on back to Reza Territz, who will swing it over on the right wing. Flipped in front of the net, now grabbed by Benesh. He has it stripped away. Reza Territz races in. His shot is stopped by Vince. And Sid Smith will now bounce it ahead to Scott Self. These same two teams will meet in Buffalo next Saturday night at 7:30 to end the regular season. Jamison from the right wing needs 2 to reach 100 for the first time in his career. In the slot was McCready. Now to Walters. Walters brings it over on his off wing. This shot, and that is scooped up by Anthony Cosmo, who will give it down the turf to Jones. Jones has it on the right wing in front. Tavares, the shot, and Vince just got enough. He makes a save. Now they battle for it on the near boards. Big hit, and that one is played on over. Campbell nearly scooped it up. Now Matthews goes after it, and Buffalo will scoop up the loose ball. As Mitch Jones, who came over in a trade with Vancouver, got that loose ball. Now Stainhouse looking, the shot, and that is knocked over the glass and into the crowd by Matt Vince.
Matt Vince is playing unbelievable today. You know, he's quietly making saves and seems to be doing what Matt Vince does, and is giving Rochester an opportunity to win this game. Obviously, offensively, they've only scored 6 goals, but you know what? They've only let 3 in, so that always is a good thing.
Well, it appears we're going to get another penalty coming up to Rochester. So the Bandits will go on their 7th man advantage of the evening. And Ian Lord is going to go to the box. 2 of the 3 goals tonight have been scored on the man advantage by Buffalo. So the penalty killing unit will get some more work tonight. As 2 guys with letters on their chest, Sid Smith and Mike Kirk, joined by Scott Self and Paul Dawson back there. As Benesh passes to Reza Territz, back to Benesh, left wing Reza Territz, gives it behind the net, and the wraparound attempt in and out of the stick of Tavares. And here comes Scott Self. Across midfield, gets away from Rory Smith, but he turns it over as Culp will flip it over to his right to Benesh, and he'll wait for help off the Buffalo bench as Stainhouse now will take the feed. Checking from behind was the call at 150. That shot by Benesh, he scores. And Ryan Benesh from the right wing makes it 6-4.
And again, power play goal here for the Buffalo Bandits. I think that's their second or third goal here on the power play. And that's something that, obviously you can't allow Buffalo to go on the power play because they're going to do that exact same to you. Nothing real special. Sean Williams and Ryan Benesh just passing the ball back and forth. Real nice flip pass behind the back pass from Sean Williams over to Benesh, who put it in the top corner. So that's when you give Ryan Benesh an opportunity, you give him time and space to shoot the ball, he's going to score every time.
Benesh from Williams and Stainhouse at 2:31. 3 of their 4 goals have been on the man advantage. Jamison spinning away from one, still has it. Now we'll pass it to McCready, who gives it to Dawson. Dawson on the half wall, trying to bust through the middle. Feeds it over to Vitarelli. His shot hit Walters in front. Priolo has it knocked out of his stick. Walters will grab it, and Rochester will go back on offense. Dawson to Paulus, half wall to Walters. Joe Walters going to work. Feeds it over left wing side. McCready banging around in front. Looks, shot, save, rebound, scores! Corey Vitarelli bangs it home. It's 7-4.
And again, Johnny on the spot. Corey Vitarelli. Real nice individual effort by Joe McCready to drive the net. 3 guys on his back, gets a shot. Anthony Cosmo makes the save. Ball goes to Corey Vitarelli, who's standing right there, gets the loose ball, puts the ball in the empty net.
So Corey Vitarelli, who makes the living in that area code, gets Rochester back in the lead by 3. And that matches the biggest lead of the game for Rochester. So Corey Vitarelli at 3:16, and now the Bandits with the ball is Stainhouse. We'll pass up top for Williams, right wing Benesh. Guarded there by Scott Campbell, in on goal, has it knocked away. They're still digging for it, and it's kicked back to Matt Vince. And we've got an unsportsmanlike penalty coming up to Buffalo. McCready and Joe Walters assisting.
Not sure who's getting the penalty there, but obviously it came from the Bandits bench, and looks like it's an unsportsmanlike call.
Well, serving the penalty will be Mitch Jones. He had 4 points in 2 games coming in. And Jamison now will go to work on the man advantage. Looking, feeds it across to Dawson. The pass too high. Wild going after it. Scooped up by Jamison. And he is able to keep it in. Fed to Vitarelli. Across to Dawson. Now to Paulus. He just misses. Ball bounces way up top. Priolo's going to scoop it up. Takes it into the Rochester zone. Now to Stainhouse. Stainhouse very crafty as he cradles in the right hand. We'll pass to Dane Smith in the slot. Gives it over to Tavares. Now back to Smith. Smith looks. Still has it. Now we'll feed it to Williams. Passes it down the near boards to Dane Smith. His shot through a screen is stopped by Vince. And Sid Smith, will give it to Brad Self, who will pass it now to Derek Hopcroft. And Paul Day, the assistant coach of the Knighthawks, said he was going to get some power play time, and he is tonight. Paulus to Dawson. Back to Paulus. Up to Dawson. Looking, gives it to Hopcroft, the shot. And that rocket from the outside is smothered by Cosmo.
That was a real nice shot there by Derek Hopcroft, who gets another shot off. And you know what? With any luck there, that was going in behind Anthony Cosmo. That was a great look and a great opportunity for the Rochester Knighthawks power play.
9.5 to go here in the fourth. And the shot by Benesh skips wide. And that goes over the near glass and into the crowd. 18 seconds left on the Rochester man advantage. They lead by 3. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28 or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
The man advantage. Gives it to Jamison. And Vince now will scamper back into the Rochester goal. Gives it across. Hopcroft's pass is knocked away, but grabbed by Vitarelli. Vitarelli in the slot, Jamison. Now to Paulus, back up to Jamison. As Rochester, now Jamison in. The shot saved by Cosmo. Hopcroft going after it. Digging for the loose ball. Had it trapped underneath his left foot. Soccer kicks it back up top. But Jones is there to grab it as he was just released for the Bandits penalty box. Jones on the right wing. Working his way in toward the cage. The shot, and Vince with a right arm stop. With a rebound is grabbed by Joe Reziteritz, who's been a man possessed tonight. He's been getting loose balls, scoring goals, and now, speaking of getting loose balls, here comes Brad Suff on a breakaway, and he has it stripped away by David Brock. Tavares, right wing. Now to Benesh. Passes to Reziteritz, now to Benesh in the right wing. Trying to get away from Paul Dawson. Now we'll pass to Reziteritz. The overhand shot goes wide. Grabbed on the near boards by Matthews. He fires across. And that is going to be a shot clock violation. 7:50 to go, and Buffalo trailing by 3. Campbell eluding a check of Dane Smith. Gives it to Dan Dawson now as it's worked on the near boards to Joe Walters. Walters to Vitarelli, left wing Dawson. Looking, still with it, the shot, and Cosmo makes the save. And he will quickly move it up the turf to Culp. Culp leading the charge, has it right wing, the shot, he hit the post. Chad Culp clanked it off the near pipe. They fight for it on the near boards. Mike Kirk is in there, and that's going to be a loose ball push. Scott Self was also in. The two players are down on the turf, and we'll be able to see them once they get out of the pile. That's Culp of Buffalo and Paul Dawson of Rochester, battling for every inch of real estate tonight. In front of the net, and Matthews pushes it over the top of the net. Tavares up top to Williams. Williams, left wing, passes to Tavares, who will give it to Benesh. Benesh looking over Matthews, shot saved by Vince as he slid over to his right to make the save, and now the outlet pass is grabbed by Scott Self. Scott Self was acquired at the trade deadline last year from Buffalo. Key defensive player in the run to the second championship in a row. And we've got a whistle behind the play with 6:33 to go, and it appears that Dan Dawson is going to pick up a penalty now for Rochester.
Looks like Dan Dawson going to the penalty box for holding here. Give the Buffalo Bandits an opportunity to get back on the power play and try and put one in behind Matt Vince. But you know what? I think that's a tough task for the Buffalo Bandits as Matt Vince is playing so well, and Rochester's penalty kill has been up for the task.
2 minutes for holding the stick to Dawson. 3 for 7 tonight are the Bandits on the man advantage. They trail Rochester by 3 as Benesh passes to Stainhouse. Grabbed by Reza Terrence, now gives it to Stainhouse left wing. In the slot, Benesh shoots, and Matt Vince will hang on after making the stop on the outside attempt by Benesh. Up the floor comes 14-year pro Scott Self, as he'll give it to Walters, who will pass on the near boards to Jamison. Jamison guarded there by Derek Suddens. Less than 6 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Jamison to Walters. Walters on the near boards, 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and he rips that one. It went off the left pad of Cosmo, but Buffalo was able to get the rebound as Criollo feeds it on ahead. Bounce pass to Stainhouse. Takes over on the left wing. 54 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the Buffalo Bandits, who trail 7-4. Tavares in front, the shot, and Matthews hit the crossbar. Penalty upcoming to Stainhouse as Sid Smith fought off the trail check of Mark Stainhouse. And Smith will head off for a rest. And Rochester will send Matt Vince to the bench for the extra man on a delayed penalty. Jamison shoots it, scores! Cody Jamison sticks it into the left corner. It's 8-4.
Wow, what a real nice shot there by Cody Jamison. It seems like he's been quiet most of the night. Had some good shots on net, but hasn't been able to put one in. And by God, that was a real nice shot there by Cody Jamison, who stepped around the top and just put it in the top corner in behind Anthony Cosmo. That's a goal that would go in against any goalie.
So for Jamison, his 3rd point tonight. And that is his first goal, 8-4, the biggest lead of the game for the Knighthawks. And Evans getting away from Thornburg, but Matthews picks it off. And Joel Matthews, who's making his pro debut tonight, will give it to Stainhouse. Right wing Williams. And Vince will grab that errant pass. Rochester now at even strength. As Dawson will pass near side to Vitarelli. Jamison from Walters and Hopcroft. As Jamison will feed it to Joel McCready. Brunel trying to take it away. McCready charging in toward the cage. Kick save. Rebound is grabbed by Johnny Paulus. Back to Dan Dawson. And the crowd coming to their feet after the great work by Johnny Paulus to get that rebound. McCready left wing in front. Dawson shot. Cosmo with the save.
It was a real nice cut there by Dan Dawson to get through the middle of the floor here and have Anthony Cosmo make a real big save on Dan Dawson.
And a delayed penalty coming up to Rochester with 3:24 to go here in the fourth. Williams, no look pass in front. Now Reza Terrence to Benesh. That shot is deflected behind the net and it goes out of play. And a cross-checking penalty coming up to Vitarelli. 3:14 to go. When we come back, the Bandits will be back on the man advantage on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Six. Paul Dawson, who is knocked to the turf. And we've got a whistle. It's going to be Buffalo ball. It was like a rebound in basketball, and Paul Dawson went up and got it, and then got smothered in front.
This with your 6'5", you can do that.
Paul Dawson across midfield. 2.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bounce pass to Jamison. And Rochester is 226 away from their 100th home win in franchise history. And Jamison is 1 point away from 100 this season. Gives it left wing side to Hopcroft. Fires it to Walters, and his shot off the stick of Sutton's. He goes out of play. Shot clock violation preceded the ball leaving the playing surface. So Buffalo will have the ball with 55 seconds left on the man advantage and 2:06 remaining here in the fourth. Tavares from the slot to Stainhouse. Down low to Rezaterets as it's worked up now to Tavares. Stainhouse left wing. Down low Rezaterets off the stick of Tavares, intercepted by Brad Self. Self's got to fire it across midfield. Gives it to Scott Self, who knocks down Brock. And 1:41 to go. And over and back call, it's going to be Buffalo ball with 1:36 to go. Williams from the high slot. Left wing, Stainhouse. His shot hits Ian Lord. Lord goes after it to the right of Vince. And Stainhouse comes out of the pile with it. Over to Tavares. His shot is knocked down by Sullivan. Now the rocket from Rezaterets is stopped by Matt Vince. Rochester back at even strength. Skip pass. Stainhouse shoots. He misses wide. And it'll be Rochester possession. That hit the catwalk here at the Blue Cross Arena. Brad Self, left wing side against Benesh. Final minute here of the fourth quarter, and the fans rise to their feet. Jamison on the right wing, passes to Dawson. Dawson has it taken away by Wild. 44 seconds to go. Cosmo now will race to the Buffalo bench. Fed in front. Dane Smith is stopped by Vince. Williams up top. Fed in tight, and Williams misses wide. Rezaterets knocks it over the top of the net, and it's intercepted. And back away comes McCready. He's got an empty net at the other end, and he's going to flip it on over, but it's intercepted now by Dane Smith. And a bench penalty, which results in a penalty shot. Too many men, so it's a penalty shot. And who is going to take the penalty shot?
I would say, does it have to be somebody on the floor? Or could it be anybody? I'm going to say they are going to call upon Cody Jamieson or Johnny Powell.
15.8 seconds to go. And we'll see who is going to take the penalty shot. Any player can take the penalty shot, by the way, Chris.
Any player?
And Johnny Paulus. There you go. You were right. And by the way, he's been selected as a second star of the game. So second star, Matt Vince. Matt Vince. And a third star will go to Joe Walters. But here's Johnny Paulus bidding for his fourth of the game. Paulus in right wing side, cradling in the left hand, and on goal. The shot, he hit the post. Paulus hit the far pipe. And with 15.8 seconds to go, Rochester in the lead 8-4, and Matt Vince has faced 50 shots. He has made 46 saves. The least amount of goals that the Rochester defense has yielded this year was back in December on opening night when they won 8-6 over Minnesota. And they'll face it off. Thornburg against Dylan Evans. The net to our right is empty. Evans wins it. Flips it into the Buffalo zone, and it's grabbed by Stainhouse, who came back to get it. 4 seconds left. Rolls it over to his right. Passed over off the stick of Reza Terrence, and that is going to do it. The Rochester Knighthawks close out the regular season home slate 8-1 here on their home turf to tie a franchise record for home wins in a season. They are now 13-4 and 1 win away from tying the most wins in a regular season by a Knighthawks team. Obviously, with the 2 additional games, that helps, but 13-4 is quite impressive. Buffalo falls to 8-9 and to a tie with Toronto, as they have now lost 7 in a row.
Yeah, it's unbelievable for the Buffalo Bandits. They had a great start to the season, and it seems like they're struggling a little bit to score goals. Defensively, I think they're still doing pretty well. Goaltending, Anthony Coswell's obviously been playing pretty well thus far, but I think they're really struggling to score some goals and get some consistency from their lineup.
The final here from the Blue Cross Arena: Rochester 8, Buffalo 4. The 3-star selection, just to review: Joe Walters picks up the 3rd star tonight with 5 assists. Johnny Paulus with 3 goals and 1 assist. And Matt Vince with 46 saves tonight. And Rochester is victorious 8-4 here at the Blue Cross Arena, and they are now 2-1 against Buffalo this season. And the Buffalo Bandits will head on home. Well, they'll host the Knighthawks next Saturday night at 7:30, and that will be the final game of the season for both of these clubs before they head into the 2014 Champions Cup playoffs. So an all-around great victory. The defense limits Buffalo to 1 even strength goal, 3 power play goals, and offensively, they only got 8 goals, but when you only limit the other team to 4,
that's all you need.
8 is enough.
That's all you need. You only need 5. So, obviously, defensively, Rochester was real sound. Matt Vince, again, played a real good game and gave Rochester an opportunity to win the game. And that's something real good going down the stretch for getting to where this team really wants to get to. And, obviously they want to get to another championship, and they got to continue to play defense, and they got to continue to get goaltending like they have been from Matt Vince.
So the Go down to Brooksy now, who's with our player.
49% of your vote tonight. Give it up for Johnny Paulus.
Johnny Paulus.
Johnny, 3 goals, 1 assist for you tonight. Big game for you, but how
tonight.
big was this win for the team?
It was a really big win. We have to give a lot of the credit to the defense. You know, Vino played really well, and same with the defense, blocked a lot of shots.
You're going to go down the thruway, play the Bandits next week at their place. You're not playing. I mean, we don't. You guys don't need that win. But how important is it to get a W going into the playoffs?
It's really important. You know, I think we want to end the season with a win, and hopefully that carries off to the playoffs.
I have no voice. These fans have no voice. How great are these guys here at Blue Cross Arena?
The fans are the best
one
here.
of the keys to the victory.
Give it up. Your dick-eyed player of the game, Johnny Paulus.
In that second quarter. So Johnny Paulus and the Rochester Knighthawks victorious tonight. Chris, any final thoughts before we wrap up our final regular season home game here at the Blue Cross Arena?
I think this is going to be real exciting down the stretch here with the Rochester Knighthawks playing pretty well in the back end, and their goaltending again. Matt Vince is playing real well, so this is something that's going to be real exciting over the next, I guess, month or so till we get to the championship game, and hopefully Rochester's there again.
Well, Drisky, thanks a lot. We wrap up the regular season. One more game. That's Saturday night. Next Saturday in Buffalo, 7:30. Make sure to join us from the First Niagara Center in Buffalo, New York, where we'll be bringing you the regular season finale as Rochester takes on the Buffalo Bandits. For Chris Driscoll, John Catalano, I'm Craig Rubzinski. Have a good night, everyone.